It's quite natural for stars to adopt different looks over the years, as a lot of them have been a part of the industry for decades of time. Still, there have been a few who've made quite the transformation since, and I'll be breaking them down for you today. I'm your host Michaela, let's jump right in. Who's a Hollywood star who has your favorite drastic change? It could be on any scale, but let me know in the comments below what that is for you. Taking our 10th spot is Kylie Jenner. For starters, coming from a famous family from a fairly young age may be its own reason for Kylie to be on this list. It also may be unfair to have her as the only member of her family on the list. However, Kylie has undergone so many surgeries since her younger days, to the point where she looks completely unlike her former small-framed, average-sized lipped self. In a mixture of growing up and cosmetic procedures to keep up with her mass fame, Kylie's physical features majorly increased upon her rising fame in 2015. The undeniable differences became a hot topic for the majority of that year, but the reality starlet spent a long time denying claims of plastic surgery and instead blaming the fullness on overlining her lips with liners and lipsticks. Eventually, Kylie admitted on Keeping Up with the Kardashians to getting injectable fillers. Kylie then played into the controversy further by releasing a since highly successful lip kit line. The youngest member belonging to the Kardashian clan earned $8.7 million in her beauty business first year, according to Vanity Fair. If you're enjoying today's WATN, don't forget to like this video now. Taking our 9th spot is Miley Cyrus. Miley has experienced endless style modifications since she stopped portraying her teen idol alter ego Hannah Montana, but none of these developments were as mind-boggling as her 2010s era. This was around the time she departed her image from that of the House of Mouse's Squeaky Clean one, and she pulled it off in a nearly bare twerk-filled music video for We Can't Stop in the summer of 2013. This year also marked the time when Miley completely rid herself of the remaining traces of her childhood to transition into a full-time wild girl, and she was ready to prove it. Back then, Miley was in her prime tongue out, VMA's giant foam finger, Robin Thicke grinding, always crazy stage style, which she previously informed MTV of. When Barbara Walters questioned Miley about her scandalous shift in style, Miley chalked this down to the world never being satisfied, saying on one end she was boring and on the other she was too promiscuous in Hollywood's eyes. When further asked about the headlines centering around her after her risque revolution, Miley responded, "It wasn't just to shock people, it really was with a purpose. To make everyone in the world talk about me and my music." Taking our 8th spot is Lady Gaga. The very prominent rivalry of Lady Gaga and Madonna is legendary. The two have spent a better portion of their career publicly throwing shade room level jabs at one another, but they share an uncanny amount of similarities regarding the root of their lives that dive deeper than just their hair. It's notable that both starlets started off as natural brunettes who originated from working class Italian families and only decided to go blonde once their fame kicked in. Gaga's former DJ and friend Brendan J. Sullivan once recalled her makeover moment in his Rivington Was Out, Lady Gaga, The Lower East Side, and The Prime of Our Lives book. Quote, "Bleaching the surface of her hair made Gaga walk like a star." Obviously, since this, Gaga has seen a constant change in both hair and wardrobe during her current career as a musician, but similar to her Material Girl successor, it was pretty much thanks to a hair dye job that her style revolution initially kickstarted. Taking our 7th spot is Michael Jackson. Now, Michael is a tricky subject to comment on in general, especially regarding the full before and after of the late star, rather than just his first changes upon making it big. And this can most likely due to him only being a very young child when the Jackson 5, a musical group between him and his brothers, made their iconic gracing on Ed Sullivan's show. Still, Michael's fame saw a quick uprising, and so did the changes to his face. As for ABC News, Michael only ever made the admission of double nose surgeries over time, and even told Martin Bashir during a 2002 interview that it helped him breathe better so he could hit higher notes. Evidently, the results that sparked from his extensive plastic surgery procedures shows Michael's face down the road to be heavily altered, including reports of alleged eyes and nose reshaping, supposed skin lightening, a rumored chin implant, and some sort of apparent hair treatment or procedure. In response to the mass speculation regarding Michael, his famed Beverly Hills cosmetic surgeon Dr. Stephen Hoeflin once specified to 2020 that he was only following through with what Michael requested. Quote, "He was very happy with what he's done, okay? I think he's done more than I recommended in terms of the changes." Taking our 6th spot is Madonna. Like Gaga, Madonna has rocked her signature blonde look for the majority of her career, but she's never lied about her being a natural brunette either. Madonna even once posted a startling throwback picture uploaded to Instagram that featured the caption, "When I was a boy." There were guesses from HuffPost that the black and white snap was taken sometime in the 1970s. The Vogue singer didn't keep this look for fairly long though. By the time her Lucky Star era rolled around for recording in 1984, it was clear the starlet had already opted for the lighter locks, regardless of whether or not her style was still tossing between the classic gypsy to pixie look that would take the forefront of her style for that decade. Since this, Madonna has adapted into a style chameleon where she has played around with endless hair looks like a golden ponytail style at the height of her fame. However, it was that premature dip into the bleach bucket that formulated the Midwest beauty into one of pop diva's originals. Taking our 5th spot is Katy Perry. Katy didn't just switch out her name when she found fame, but she also completely 360'd her image as well. The I Kissed a Girl singer-songstress spent her first few years performing under her birth name of Catherine Elizabeth Hudson while rocking the indie-esque, grudge-inspired clothing and hair look, until she switched it up for something more bold and statement-worthy in attempts to really take her career off the ground. Her updated look catered to a more sensual and pop-driven vibe, where she sported glossy black locks and rolled bangs as a nod to the 50s pinup girl Betty Page's signature hairdo. Even more, according to a Guardian interview, Katy explained that she created the character out of protection, also stating, quote, "I didn't want to be Catherine Hudson. I hated that. It was too scary for me, so I decided to be someone else." Her initial insecurity was the inspiration Katy needed to reinvent herself, and she has kept a small part of this image with her throughout her active career, even now with various shades of rainbow-esque colors donning her hair and makeup looks since achieving mass fame. Taking our 4th spot is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The world's famous former pro wrestler turned actor once broke the internet when he sported a black turtleneck, leather fanny pack, and heavy chain in a Steve Urkel-styled throwback pic he uploaded to Twitter. The post was cheekily captioned, "Fanny pack and lean take it to a whole other level. Hashtag 90s rock, hashtag WTF, hashtag buff lesbian." This combination mixed with The Rock's Wrangler-looking jeans and his high top fade couldn't have thrown Dwayne further into the 90s, it seems. Clearly, his style has since adjusted and made another major breakthrough, with him ditching the close cropped hair to settle for a more clean-shaven look. He's even leveled up his custom suit game. Even though no one can confirm if he still occasionally rocks a fanny pack off cams, it would definitely be just as iconic if he ever decided to publicly do so again, since he's a complete handsome buff who can probably get away with just about any styling choice nowadays. Taking our 3rd spot is Jennifer Aniston. Now, Jennifer hasn't seen that much physical change since the premiere of Friends in 1994, but the beautiful actress did however do a lot of adjusting to her look between the show airing and now. Well, mainly her hair did. The style soon branded The Rachel was a signature look of Jennifer's during the early stages of the successful sitcom, and it became a worldwide phenomenon of women requesting to get her character's famous frosted layered do's at their own salon. But Jennifer was not one of the Rachel enjoyers. In fact, she dissed the hairstyle on numerous occasions, including admitting to Kyle and Jackie that she'd rather shave her head bald than have to sport the look again, telling Glamour that it was too much maintenance without the help of professionals, and describing to Allure that the haircut was the ugliest she had ever seen. Maybe this is the reason it was only a few years down the road when Jennifer's trend-setting locks got severely switched up. And while Jennifer seems to prefer the more classic look in real life, it's even the style Rachel wore for a lot longer than the choppy original. But her signature sassy folded arms, well, that'll never go out of style. Taking our 2nd spot is Lil' Kim. Kim's incredibly startling alterations to her face carry a rather dark backstory, but reports say the summary of it is far too much plastic surgery. Sadly, Kim began undergoing these drastic changes to correct the results of the domestic violence she previously faced, but the procedures soon spiraled out of control because of her self-esteem issues. During a 2002 Newsweek interview, Kim blamed her toxic relationship with her father, explaining, "Everything about me was wrong. My hair, my clothes, just me. It's always been men putting me down, just like my dad. To this day, when someone says I'm cute, I can't see it. I don't see it no matter what anybody says." Reports detail that it's obvious how Kim has taken her plastic surgery addiction to the extreme, but even in the beginning, the changes were said to be very dramatic. Taking our 1st spot is Jamie Foxx. Right away, the differences in Jamie's physical changes from before and now are quite noticeable, and they have been detailed to stem from 2 transitional moments in his appearance. The first one is the most obvious, apparently. While making a Graham Norton show appearance, a pre-famous pic of Jamie at 18 tagged along for the sit-down, and his natural jerry curl, budding mustache, and jacket styled casually over his shoulder were all reported to have been incredible. But the rather subtle difference between his appearance then and his then most recent was quickly addressed upon eagle-eyed investigation. Viewers noticed his hairline was much different in his 2001 era than that of his young adult years, and again from his most recent change in 2016. Speaking from a research perspective, a man's hairline apparently does not usually have the natural capability to fill out as one gets older, but rather the opposite. So of course Jamie's quote magically reappearing hairline in his older years was not missed by fans. Comedian Kevin Hart even took a swipe at Jamie during a Foxhole roast battle on the actor's radio show, saying, "I bet we'd all be able to tell Jamie's real age if he stopped coloring his hairline." Yikes. I'll go ahead and say my personal commentary on this one. That's been today's WATN. Thanks for watching, friends.